I'm in a place right now called the Synagogue Church. It was a church at one time, but earlier than that, it was a synagogue. Back in the first century, this is the site of the very synagogue where Jesus was raised. He was educated and trained right where I am standing.
There are several reasons why we believe that this was the actual site of Jesus' synagogue. First, you can see that we have to descend a flight of 7 stairs. Ancient sites are typically lower in elevation than the modern city that they are in, because urban development tends to raise the level of any city over time. Now, this is not the actual room of the first century synagogue. This room was a church that was built by the Crusaders about 900 years ago over the site of Jesus' synagogue, and it was the only church ever constructed on this site. Now, we know that Jesus had 4 brothers and at least 2 sisters. We also know that many of Jesus' nephews and great-nephews lived in Nazareth well into the 3rd century. And these local Christians would probably have been aware of all the places in Nazareth that were significant to the life of Jesus, including this synagogue. This is why, in 570 AD, an anonymous pilgrim from Piacenza, Italy, came here and reported that the local Christian community told him that this building was the synagogue where Jesus and all the other Jewish children of his day were taught. One day, while Jesus was preaching in this room, he angered the attendees when he recalled 2 stories from their own scriptures that 2 of the prophets, Elijah and Elisha, had, at one point in their respective ministries, individually favored a Gentile over the Jews. In fact, they were so angry that they took him out to throw him over a cliff. But Jesus passed through their midst without being harmed by any one of them. About 150 meters from where we are standing, just behind the old Maronite convent, that cliff is still there. And in Jesus' time, it oversaw a 60-foot sheer drop. But what Jesus was preaching about on that day was even more important, because he revealed what his true mission was. He was quoting from Isaiah 61:1 when he said that to everyone who is poor, he has good news. For those who feel imprisoned, he brings freedom. He brings sight to those who are blind, and he gives comfort to all those who are brokenhearted.